this thing on? Hello, testing, 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 testing. Hello. Hello, everyone. I feel so fancy with this microphone. Sean got me this wireless microphone so I could be outside in the garden doing my thing and you can still hear me. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be gardening. As you can see, we are outside in the Plant Friends by Andrea garden. I am so excited for this video. I have so many cool things going on in the garden right now, and so I am so excited to give a tour. This is like my pride and joy of the house. Obviously my houseplants are very important to me, but gardening is a new adventure for me. I don't know if you'll be able to hear all these cars. We live in a decently busy neighborhood, so you might be hearing some vroom vrooming and some background noises and stuff, and hence why Sean got me this fancy mic. Yeah, the backyard is my sanctuary. I love it so much. Forgot I had this in my pocket. I'm super excited to show it to you guys today. I want to do a little tour so you can kind of see what my garden is looking like now. I think it would be fun to update in a couple months once we start harvesting some stuff. I don't have really that much to harvest today. We are kind of in the in-between season for me right now, but there's still a lot to do. Trust me, there's a lot to do. So I'm super excited to get into today's video. I'm going to show you guys a quick tour of everything, and then we're going to get started on some garden work. So yeah, if you are excited to watch this video, keep watching. Thank you. That little birdie is so sweet sounding if you hear it. Alright, so we are here at my first garden bed. I love this garden bed so much. I'm so excited to show you guys what we have in it right now. When it came to my garden this year, first of all, I am only gardening this for the second spring. I'm a complete beginner newbie. I learned a lot of lessons last year about gardening in Florida specifically because I had never done so before. Sean and I had a couple peppers and containers and stuff when we lived in apartments, but this is the first time I've ever had land to garden, so this is a completely new experience for me. But yeah, this is garden bed number 1. Over here is Bean City. Okay, I'm gonna take some footage to show you guys, but I think it is all one type of bean. Let me double check. I think it's Gold Rush. I planted this entire thing of Gold Rush beans. It's kind of like a green bean, super easy to grow. I had a really good time growing it, and I wanted to do a full bed of that. I planted a lot of beans you'll see this year. Super excited about that. I think that they're super nutritious, delicious, and very good for the soil. I did learn that. I did a lot of research about how they are nitrogen fixers. So I haven't topped up any soil this year, but I am using this to kind of fix the soil a little bit, if that makes sense. This section right here, I have squash in the front. I have not been successful with squash yet. I have not done a very good job with it, and I already am starting to see some pest damage on here, which is a little bit discouraging, but I think it should be overall okay. The plants do look okay. I want to say this was lemon squash. Yeah, it's like a smaller little squash. Super excited about that. And I have 2 cosmos here. This is one of the beds that I want to work on today. It's looking a little bit bare, and I do notice from my experience that I tend to be an overplanter, which I don't want to do, but I do want to have the soil not be bare because I know that with the Florida heat it's not going to be happy, and it's just going to leak the nutrition from the soil. The sun's going to beat down on it and ruin the health of the soil. So I do want to fill this one up a little bit. If you watched my video, I did get some flowers, so I think that would be beautiful to add a little bit of color and help cover up this part of the soil right here. Oh, I also forgot to mention I have sunflowers over here as well. Not sure what kind they are. I think it was a mixed pack of sunflowers that I just kind of put along the edges. I think the beans overtook the ones in the middle, but I do have some on the outside. So I have 1 here and then 2 over here. So cute. Over here is my pride and joy. I love this so much. I still can't believe I grew it. Hold on. Right here is peanuts, you guys. These are a cool type of black peanut. I have to look up the name of them. I honestly don't remember. I did get it from Baker Creek, which is probably the primary brand that I have bought seeds from this garden. I just think they're really cool and they offer a lot of different unique varieties of plants. And so when I saw these, I knew I had to get it. A lot of people grow peanuts in the South. Obviously, it's a very common thing, but I thought it would be fun to try this cool, unique variety. And how cool would it be to have like dark black peanut butter? I feel like that would just be something super cool and unique. So yeah, I did not know how to grow these at all. Just kind of stuck them in here. I did know that they are fairly drought tolerant, which I appreciated. I'm now seeing that I might have planted them too close together because it's super lush, but I'm not worried about it, honestly. I think it's totally fine. It is starting to flower, which is so exciting. I think that just means that it is on its way. I cannot wait, but yeah, these are so beautiful. I love them so much. So yeah, that is bed number 1. She's not looking her hottest right now, but this is my rose bush. I absolutely love this rose bush. I do have the tag back here because I wanted to remember the name. It is starting to get like damage from the sun, but this is a Queen Elizabeth pink grandiflora rose. I fell in love with this. I saw this at Walmart in the clearance section. This was just like a tiny little twig of a plant, but I just fell in love with the color of it and the shape and everything. And so I decided to buy it. It was at Walmart for $5. So I figured, you know, I might as well try. This plant has done so well for me. It grew really, really big last year. It did die back with the frost, but it completely came back this year. It is looking really yellow, I noticed the other day, but I think that's because I need to fertilize it. I think roses are really heavy feeders and I have not fertilized it yet this spring. It's been pumping out a ton of new growth, but not getting any fertilizer. So I think that's a secret. That's something I really want to do today so I can make sure that this plant is nice and happy. So yeah. That's it. On to the next bed. All right, so over here we have carrots. I did grow these a couple months ago. I got a free packet of seedlings. I think it was from Baker Creek, honestly. It was a free packet of seedlings, and so I just kind of threw it in here. I did know that I threw it in really late. I do know that carrots are a cold season, like cool weather crop, and so I knew they probably weren't going to be super happy out here, but they're actually doing really well. I was trying to decide whether or not I was going to harvest them. I do think I am. I might keep 1 or 2 just to flower for the pollinators and see if I can get some seeds maybe. Honestly don't even remember what kind of carrots they were, but I just threw the seed down just to see what happened, and they're super happy. So I'm super excited. I think this is going to be one of the things that we harvest today because I do have sweet potatoes that I really want to put in this patch right here. So yeah, these are going to be harvested just in a minute. So yeah, super excited about those. Right here is an empty-ish bed that we have. There are some random carrots. I honestly don't know if these are carrots from the last batch that I planted. I had these like really cool dark purple carrots. See if I can attach a photo. I don't think they are because the green looks different, but they look big, so I honestly don't know. I'm a little bit of a chaos gardener, so you're gonna see a lot of just stuff thrown everywhere. Just my preferred style. It's definitely not gonna be the most organized garden, but it is gonna be abundant. So yeah, gonna take those out again today. I do have some seeding cilantro, which I kept, if you can see that. I do want it to go to seed. This patch has come back year after year for me, so I'm super excited for that to seed, die back, and then give me cilantro next year when the cool season starts again here in Florida. There is also this random cabbage. I'm just gonna pull that out. I'm surprised that's even here in this weather. It's really tall, so it was starting to bolt, but I'm surprised that it's lived in there for so long. Either way, I'm just going to toss that right now. If you see these things that we have along the back here, those are actually cowpeas. I'll attach a picture of what kind. I don't remember right this very moment, but that is a new crop for me growing this year. I've never done it before, but again, like I said, I wanted to grow a lot of legumes and beans because I know they do so well here in Florida. And speaking of legumes, our last part of the garden bed, beans everywhere. This is 2 different types of beans. We have dragon tongue beans, which is a cool like purple spotted bean, and then a black bean. I do have these 2. I already is starting to see some, and in the back is asparagus beans. If you've never seen those before, they grow. I've had literally like 4 feet long ones. They are a trellising type. So you can see there I have these trellises up there. They're just starting to attach the trellises. Sorry, the neighborhood doggies are barking. I don't know if I talked about my outfit, but this is my Cowboy Carter jersey from the concert that I went to, and it makes the perfect gardening outfit. If you see this tub in the back here, I wasn't going to explain this because it's so new, so I don't really know what I'm doing with it that much. I was trying to work on not having to water as often. I do come out and water every day almost when I'm here. So this is kind of just my right now irrigation system. I do have a solar powered irrigation system. I'll explain it if people are interested in hearing about it, but basically I just attached it. I do have some lines running down the garden beds, as you can see, and then this is where the water comes from. I fill it, but I do have it open, so when it rains, the water is supplied by the rain as well. It's been doing well. It's still too new for me to update on how it's going. I think I might need more tubing to install more because I'm not sure how much water it's going to take, but hopefully the rain should take care of it. Those are my garden beds. Super excited about those. I love them so much. Oop! So yeah, those are my garden beds. Super excited about those. Super excited to work on them today. I cannot wait to see what it looks like in a month. I feel like the garden changes so much week to week. So to see what it's going to look like in just over a month or so, I'm so excited to see what it's going to look like and how abundant everything is going to be. So yeah, moving on from the garden beds, I'm going to quickly show you the rest of the stuff in the garden, and then we're going to move on to actually doing stuff in the garden. All right, so we are moving on to my fruit trees, which are not in their greatest state right now. I have had them for over a year, so they have survived, or some of them have survived the winter season. We do live in Jacksonville, Florida, so it is really hot, but we're not like in Miami, so we do definitely get some frost, and I'll explain. Some plants were happy and survived, and some of them were not. So yeah, this is the first one, totally fine throughout the winter season. This is a loquat tree. I think it might be in the kumquat family. That's just purely based on the name. I don't 100% know. We have not gotten this to fruit yet, but I feel like that's totally normal. We only got it last year. So it is kind of just adjusting to its environment. It did lose a lot of its foliage over winter, but it has come back full force. And as you can see, it's very tall. I'm like almost 6 feet tall, so it's clearly a big one. But yeah, that is the first fruit tree that we have in the yard. This guy makes me so sad. This is our lime tree, you guys. It was doing so well. We got so many limes last year. I want to say it was a Mexican lime. Key lime. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I thought that citrus would be totally fine. We had a couple pretty nasty frost. I covered everything up with blankets and sheets, and the other two citrus were fine, but this one died. But I did notice the other day when I came out here that we have some new growth here, but I think that it might be making a comeback. I think. I don't 100% know. But I decided to just leave it, leave it as it is, and see what happens. So yeah, that's the update on that one. This little rinky-dinky guy is a tangerine tree. Super cute. It's a little ugly right now. Again, wasn't the happiest after the frost. I did cut it back, and it's coming back totally fine. Is this the tag for it? Yes. Okay, so this is the tag. They were really yummy. The only thing I wasn't expecting was all the seeds. I guess it makes sense. I think it would be really good to like juice and stuff, but they were very, very seedy. But the flavor was delicious. It was really small when we bought it, so I'm not surprised that it has stayed this small. It didn't have any foliage down here when we first bought it. I think that's because I cut it and it's like, bringing itself back. But yeah, it's alive. So that's all I care about. All right, on to the next one. All right, folks, this one is my Meyer lemon tree. I absolutely loved the lemons that came from this plant. We had so many in the first year, which I think is totally fair based on it already having fruit when we got it. I am surprised that this one has not flowered for me yet. I did recently, within the last 2 weeks, hit them all with citrus fertilizer. I was wondering if that was maybe the problem, but I have not gotten any blooms on this one so far this year, so I'm really hoping that I do get some lemons. But if not, the plant seems healthy enough. I'm not too worried about it. It doesn't look like the other two, obviously, so I think it's in good enough shape. If I don't get any lemons this year, hopefully the next year. As a fairly new gardener, I do understand that when it comes to like fruit trees and stuff like that, I understand that I'm not going to get the biggest harvest for the first few years, right? You know, I understand that the plant is kind of like establishing itself. I was lucky to get fruit on I think every plant but the loquat. Yeah, I think I did. I got fruit. No, not the avocado. I haven't talked about that yet, but I got fruit on all 3 citrus the first year, which I was so happy about. They're kind of a little bit traumatized from the frost. I've learned how to take care of them when it comes to that, because they were doing so healthy before that. And they all started to look really bad after that. So I did kind of learn how to take care of them. It's only May, so I think we have a whole growing season. And here in Florida, we have a very long growing season. So there's hopefully a lot of time for the plant to kind of bounce back. And hopefully we'll be good for the next frost. But yeah. Moving on to the last one. I wasn't even going to show it because it's just a stick now, but this is my avocado. I loved this plant so much. Sean got this for me, I think for Christmas as a present, and it was so glorious, you guys. So glorious. Now it is a hanger for my decoration. Because it's just dead. I took the most care for this one over the frost because I know that avocados are obviously a really like tropical plant, and so I wanted to make sure that it survived, and it did not, despite all my best efforts. I don't know if I'm going to be replacing it this season or if I'm just going to do like I did with the other one. I don't see any new growth. Yeah, this one's a sad one, because I really, really love avocados and I really wanted to see them grow in my garden, but it's okay. It's fine. You live and you learn, right? Maybe I need to find a colder, hardy type of avocado to put in here, because like I said, we do live in Florida, so it's definitely hot, but I feel like that's more of like a mid-Florida and down kind of plant. But they sold it here, which made me think that it would be okay, but I guess not. This is just a little patch that I have. Delta's here saying hi. Hi. You good girl? Yeah. This is a little patch in the garden that I've been trying to figure out what to do with since we got it. The grass doesn't grow very well here, as you can see, but even then I've been like pruning it. So right now you can see I have some seedlings. I have zinnia, cosmos, and sunflower, I think. I just kind of threw some seeds down there just to see what they would do. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think this might be where I want to plant some of those native Florida plants that I got. They are really tall from what the sticker said, so I think this would be the perfect place to do that. But yeah, that's what I think this spot is going to be for. Yeah, that's about it. This is what I like to call my chaos bed, y'all. This is the culmination of me just throwing seeds down. I don't know if you can see Delta in the grass over there. She's rolling around, so if you hear that, that's what's happening. Yeah, this is a bunch of different stuff. We have a green onion there. We have garlic chives. We have tomatoes. I literally took what I had left of a tomato packet and just threw it down. I also did the same thing with some marigolds. So we have some marigolds growing. These are a bunch of lettuces that I had from a free packet. Again, I want to say that was from Baker Creek, and I just threw them in here and they grew so well. I was eating salad for literally months, and now they're all going to bolt. Lettuce is a cold weather crop, so again, I'm letting these all flower. I think the pollinators are going to love it. It looks like there's going to be so many cute flowers coming from there, and then I'll be able to collect seed. So I got the seed packet for free, and now I'm letting it all go to seed, and I should have salad for the rest of my life. So, what you doing? What is this? I think someone's throwing stuff in our yard. I don't even know what she's rolling in. But yeah, I think I did show you everything that's going on in the garden right now. I obviously have like little pots of random stuff here and there, but that's the basis of what I grow here at my house. I do have this one empty bed right here to show you. This will be coming into play later on in the video, because if you watch my video, I did get some peppermint, and I do have this bed specifically for that. I wanted something that could grow by itself because I do not want to put mint in the ground, because I've done enough research and everyone says not to do it, so I'm not going to be doing it. I wanted it to be something that I could easily contain, but have growing beautifully, and I wanted it to spread. I didn't want to just put it in a tiny pot because I'd like to harvest it for tea. I'm super excited to put the mint in there later on in the video. So yeah, I think that is about it for the tour. I'll probably update on a bunch more stuff later on in the video. Oh, I did want to mention, if my yard looks a little bit crazy right now, well, I mean, it definitely does look crazy right now, but that is for a reason, okay? Because I'm doing no mow situation this year. I'm not mowing the grass. I want to see how long I can go without mowing the grass. And that is because last year I did a bunch of flowers in the garden. I just kind of I put down soil and I threw seeds everywhere, and it was so beautiful and glorious. Because like I said in the previous video, this stuff was all put in by us. Like this yard had absolutely nothing in it besides this tree, which I did not talk about. This glorious tree right here. This is a pecan tree, guys. It is so fun to harvest every year. We did not know that's what it was when we bought the house. We had to do some research once these nuts started falling down on the ground. We were like, what the heck is this stuff? And we looked it up, and it's a pecan tree. And so I had pecans the first year. I made like pies and stuff during the holidays, and it was so magical. So yeah, I threw a bunch of flower seeds down last year, and they did really well. And so when it came to mowing the grass this year, I kind of wanted to see what was going to come back. And I am seeing a lot of really good progress. I'm seeing mainly zinnias. I think I have seen a couple Cosmo seedlings. Oh, and the balsam right here. It is already flowering, which is super cool. It's got really, really bright pink flowers, which I'm super excited about. It's really one of the only flowers I have growing right now in the backyard. And so super excited to see that. But yeah, I'm not seeing as much as I wanted to, but I didn't want to mow the grass and cut them all down, you know what I mean? So it is looking a little bit crazy right now, but I honestly kind of love it. I think it has a really cool like wildflower vibe. There's been all sorts of plants that have been popping up that I've never seen before. And I think the pollinators love it, obviously. It looks real crazy, but I'm fine with that because the butterflies and the hummingbirds and all the birds don't care about what my garden looks like, do they? They just love having all these wonderful plants. So yeah, I think that is about it. Should we move on to the planting portion? It's not going to take too long, but I do want to make sure to get these in the ground because I did see on the weather forecast that the next like 4 days are going to rain. So I do want to get these in the ground now and make sure they're all happy and set up before that happens. So yeah, let's get to planting. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I know it's probably chaotic, but I hope you enjoyed it. I had so much fun doing it. All right, let's go. All right, y'all. So we are first going to be planting my peppermint. This is obviously going to be a really easy pot up. Let me just get my tools. All right, y'all. We got our tool there. And we have our plant here. This is peppermint. I am so excited to grow this in the garden. Again, I've never grown mint before, but I feel like I'm taking all the necessary precautions to doing so. This bed has been slowly built by me through just compostable materials. I've just been kind of chucking whatever. I mow the grass. I put the grass in here. I have plant compost from when I'm like taking off dead leaves. Put that in here. As you can see, there's a lot of these little seedlings. I'm pretty sure those are weeds from the yard, but I'm okay with it. I am of the belief that a weed is not a weed. It is contributing to nature in some way, unless it's invasive, but this is obviously going to be a super easy pot up process. I'm literally just going to take this out. This baby's going to have the entire garden bed to itself. Low-key scared to grow it a little bit, but I feel like I'm taking all the proper precautions. So yeah, I'm going to just get it right in here. And again, this soil is not the best, but I think it's honestly fine because I think this plant can handle it. I'm gonna rip the roots just a little bit. Again, pretty proud that I've composted this soil all by myself. Like, there has been no soil put in here. It's just been materials. So yeah, yay! I'm so excited. This plant is really gonna put this soil to the challenge because it is all like wood chips and sticks, all sorts of crazy stuff. So I'm so interested in this little experiment to see how this grows in here. And if it does grow well, this is going to be its permanent home. So yeah, I'm so excited about that. Obviously, that was a very easy repot. I put it right in the middle. I'm excited to see it spread, and I'm excited to make some peppermint tea out of it, you guys. I think that's going to be so much fun to say I made peppermint tea out of peppermint that I grew myself. So yeah. easy repot number 1. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so next I'm going to be potting up flowers. I'm super excited to add some flowers into my garden beds this year. Something I did not do last spring. I don't think I've ever had flowers in the garden bed. Yeah, I think I only had them in the ground. But I'm so excited to add them. I think it's going to add so much beauty and attract pollinators, and it's just overall a great decision. Obviously, I'm learning as I go when it comes to gardening, so I think adding flowers is a very good decision. If you watch my video, I did end up buying some flowers at one of my favorite flower shops, Garden Shack, and I don't really know much about any of them, but I'm just going to kind of throw them in there and see what they do. I have some open spaces on this patch right here, so I'm going to get some of these planted. I have 4 small ones. So I think maybe 2 in this bed over here and 2 in that bed over there. I honestly don't know if I'm going to put the dahlia. It's a dahlia, right? I honestly don't know if I'm going to put the dahlia in the garden bed or put it in a pretty pot like by itself. So that one I'm not sure is going to go in the garden bed today, but the other 4 definitely are. So let's get started on that. Again, super easy repots when it comes to these. They're in super tiny nursery pots. So I'm literally just going to kind of plop them in here. I think I'm going to do one on this side and one on that side. Let me see what we have for roots. And I'm going to plop it in and then cover with soil. Oh, it looks so cute already. I'm obsessed. Which one do I put next? I think I'm going to put this one. I'm going to come around the other side and do it. I think next I'm going to put this one in here. Again, don't know what it is, but it's a super fun flower, and I think it's going to look really pretty here. The soil is looking really good and happy. Looks very sandy, which is crazy. Super well rooted. I don't really like breaking up roots. I guess it's the houseplant person in me. Houseplants, I don't really ever break up roots, but I guess in garden you technically should. Sorry, I lost Delta. Delta! I think she might be under the house. She likes to go into the house and explore. We've covered it up, but she still manages to find a way to get under there. So I think that's where she is. Y'all, if you have even a little bit of space to garden, you need to do it. It's so therapeutic. I love, and if you notice, don't judge me, I don't use gloves. And that is on purpose. I don't like the way the gloves feel. And I really do honestly like to get my fingers in the soil. So I'm obviously very careful. I don't want any critters or anything on me, but I do purposely not wear gloves. So yeah, you guys, this is the first installation of flowers. Again, super easy repot. I literally just put a hole in there and plop them in, but I think this is going to add so much to this bed. Already I feel like it looks so beautiful. I do want this soil to be more covered, like I said earlier. There is one space over here I feel like I could put something, but I don't want to commit to putting the dahlia right there. So I'll have to give it a thought, and I think once everything grows, this area is going to be super filled out. I know squash get really big, so I'm not worried about that there. But I just want the soil to be covered. So yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I think it looks so good. Okay, on to the next one. This mic is already dying. So like I said before, please forgive me. I do plan on finishing this up, but I think right now I'm gonna harvest all these carrots. I wanna harvest them and then I'll get to more planting some stuff. So I'm just gonna charge them a little bit and then do a little carrot harvesting montage. So enjoy.
Let's take it back a few good years to when the world was ending. Let's take it back to me and you. You called me up and said that you just got your driver's license and that there's nothing we can do. Running every light past the city of Pasadena. Had Cecilia on the radio. Swear I could have died right there and I'd be happy. Guess time tricked me. Just where'd it go? And I wonder, I wanna know if life gets any better. Pretend like it's rain and talk about the weather. Play the tape of when we were stupid kids, middle fingers up. pipe of smoke's up on your roof. Stay up every night, no worries about our problems or how to solve them. But do you know, swear I could have died right there and not be happy. Guess I'm drifting, where we go. And I wonder, I wanna know if life gets any better. Pretend like it's raining, talk about the weather. Play the tape of when we were stupid kids with fingers up. I wanna know, where those days go.
I came inside for a little bit. One, because the other microphone is still charging, so I have you on my other mic. But two, to talk about this. Also, was that carrot harvest not insane? I was so excited, if you could not tell. I was so excited because I wasn't expecting those to form at all. I don't remember when I planted them. Well, one, I don't even remember planting those little ball carrots. I do have the seeds. I guess I might have just thrown them on there just to experiment. I honestly don't remember. And that definitely is very characteristic of my gardening style. When I see an open patch, I think honestly when I harvested my purple carrots maybe a couple months back, I saw the open patch, and so I decided to throw some more carrots on there. And I figured, and I was correct, I figured because they are so small, I mean, they're smaller than they're supposed to be, for sure, but I think because they're a smaller size carrot, I thought in my head like I could get a quick harvest out of them. And they are so cute. I'm obsessed. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. A lot of them are too small to like do anything crazy with, but I cannot believe that they grew. I was so excited to see those. One of them was like really big. Yeah, I can't believe they grew. But so I took all those out. I did leave a few of the other carrots, the big orange carrots. I think those are supposed to be like really big. I put those in honestly because I didn't have anything else to put in that section of the bed, and they did well. Like, they're not crazy big, which is totally fine, but they grew. I cannot believe it. I feel like everyone says carrots are so hard to grow, and I didn't really have that much of a issue. Fingers crossed I don't have that issue again next year, because I'm definitely gonna grow more. I have a bunch of really fun varieties that I've gotten seeds of that I'm excited to grow. Like, I'm definitely gonna regrow those dark purple carrots. Those were so good. And I made like so many fun things. I made a purple carrot salad. I made a purple carrot banana bread, which was so good. Sorry, Delta's eating right here. But yeah, so I came in because I wanted to take a little water break. I'm going to probably do something really fun with those carrots. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. Like, now I have 1,000 carrots and I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. So maybe tomorrow, take the day, you know, harvest them, do whatever I gotta do, but right now I just pulled them all up. I think that was a really good move too, because the soil before was really compact, and when I was pulling all those out, the soil was becoming so like fine and airy and stuff, so I think it was a really good move to put all those root crops there. But I came inside because I wanted to talk about these. So if you don't know what these are sweet potato slips. They are not looking the best. And there's actually a story about these. So I did buy these online, but I got them online because I wanted really funky types, not just like your basic, you know, orange sweet potato. And so I have two different varieties here. I gotta look at my phone. I know one of them is Murasaki. I have two different varieties here, and no, I did not keep them separated, so we're just gonna find out during harvesting what everything is. But I have Georgia Jet sweet potato and Murasaki sweet potato. So the Murasaki is the Japanese purple sweet potato, which I love. I get them, you know, all the time. Whenever I see them available, I get them. So I knew I wanted to grow that one. I was doing some research on the Georgia Jet. I like sweet potatoes that aren't super sweet. For daily eating, obviously it's different for using them in like desserts and stuff, but for me as someone who would eat them more just part of my normal meal, I wanted ones that weren't going to be overly sweet, and so I researched these two varieties. They both had really good reviews. Obviously that one that's called Georgia Jet is, I think, made for growing in Georgia, I want to say. So obviously we are very close to Georgia, so I thought that was another good reason for getting it. But they look so sad because I got them shipped to me. I did buy them online, and they told me that they shipped, but they did not give me tracking, I want to say, so I just forgot about them. And they came in a very small situation, a very small box, and they were put in our mailbox, and I forgot about them. So I'm also very bad about checking the mailbox. So they sat there for I don't even know how long. Opened up the box, they looked dead. Like literally, I did not think they were going to come back at all. So I was very upset about that. But I've had them in this glass of water. They were just in moss, which was fine for transporting purposes, but I wanted them to grow in water to hopefully get some roots. So I put them in this glass of water. I did put them in a tote in a closed, humid environment, and all these greens have been popping out. So I'm super excited about that. I'm gonna plant these today. I feel like they're gonna take off. I do feel like I'm going to split them. Yeah, I feel like I can really, you can kind of tell what's what. So like looking at them, you can tell these are obviously the purple sweet potatoes, and I think these are the Georgia Jet, which are more white sweet potato. And I kind of had them in the back, in the cup like clumps like this. So I think I'm good to say that these are the two different varieties. So yeah, it's getting dark. I'm losing daylight, but I'm fine with planting out in the dark. I'm not sure how the video quality is gonna be. So I think I'm just gonna do a video again, not talking over it. But I've never planted sweet potatoes in a raised bed. I did have them last year. They smell like rot. Yeah, these smell bad. I'm just gonna give it a try. I thought they were gonna die on me. They don't look like they're dying, so I want to give it a try. I'm obviously gonna monitor them over the next couple days to make sure that they are doing okay. And I think the greens will grow. I'm gonna kind of plant them down like this and see what we can do. So yeah, it might be too dark to get very good footage, but I'm gonna give it a try. I think this is only gonna take me a couple minutes, so let's go do that. Okay, so I think you should be able to hear me because it definitely got quieter now that we're getting into the later part of the night. But these are what I'm believing to be the Murasaki purple ones. There's quite a few. I want to say there was like 12 of each, and they look kind of spindly, but I'm just gonna plant like up to here right in the soil. Yeah, let me space them out. So they are perfectly spaced out there. Let's get to planting. I'm finding that this method of like going down, pushing it over, and then inserting the cutting is working really well. So if you can't see me do that, that's what I'm doing. So that was simple enough, and now we are going to move on to the Georgia Jet sweet potatoes. Georgia Jet sweet potatoes. So yeah, let's do that one. That was literally 5 minutes. I was so nervous about doing that. I thought it was gonna be so much work, and it was so fast and easy. I am gonna water them really well right now because they just came from a cup of water, basically. So they are really gonna want some moisture to kind of go between the water and the soil. And so I'm gonna hit them really hard with some water right now. Okay, so I've been using the shower. I'm gonna use full, which is something I like to do when I'm like wanting to move around the soil, and obviously because I just made that big cut into the soil and moved everything around, there might be some air pockets. So I'm not gonna go full force on this because it's like really intense, but I'm gonna use full to kind of even out those empty air pockets, if that makes sense. I'm gonna go near the base of the plant and just kind of move it around so the soil kind of evens out. I'm also just now realizing that I completely forgot to plan out where I was going to plant these flowers. So I have the 2 flowers in the other garden bed. These are arguably 2 of the favorites that I chose, and so I want to figure out where I'm going to put them. I do know that the sweet potato greens are going to get really crazy eventually once they start to mature, so I'm trying to figure out where I want to put them over here. I do have a row of zinnias that I planted, so I don't want to overtake those. I feel like I put 2 in the middle on the other garden bed, so I want to put 2 in the middle on this garden bed because that's how my brain works. I'm just trying to figure out where. I think I'm just going to plant them kind of how I did on the other one. Because if you know me, it's got to be equal, it's got to be even, it's got to be pretty. So that's what we're going to do. I think I'm just going to plant them in the middle like I did on the other side. Not exactly in the same spot, but kind of. So I'm just going to get these planted in really quick. And again, watering in. Okay, so yeah, I decided I'm not going to plant the dahlias in the garden beds. I honestly don't know where I would have put them if I did. We're starting to run out of room here, people. I'm definitely an overplanter, but I'm fine with that. We are definitely starting to lose daylight. I'm not even sure what time it is. Currently 8:15, so we're definitely getting dark soon. I think this might be it for the day. I am going to do some more gardening tomorrow, so I will definitely continue this video on to tomorrow because I have some other very exciting things that I want to do in the garden. But yeah, I'm super excited with everything we did today. I can't wait to see how those sweet potatoes go. And like I said, I think this is going to be a regular video that I do so you can see like the update and progress. So I cannot wait to see if those sweet potatoes make it, because if they do, I'll be so happy. Like I said earlier, I thought that they had died. I thought that I kept them in the box for way too long, and with the heat and everything being outside, I thought that they were not going to come back. So I'll be super happy even if I get just 1 sweet potato. Yeah, the garden is looking so pretty right now. The solar lights are all turning on, if you can see that, but there's definitely more that I have to do tomorrow. So yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna end off for the night and continue gardening tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you guys just in a second. Good night. Hello, hello, everybody, everybody, yeah, rock your body, yeah. Hello, everybody. Good morning. This is the second day of the gardening video. It was a wonderful first day. If you watched the first half of the video, I got so much stuff done in the garden, but I did not finish everything that I wanted to do. So we are here. This is day 2. I've got my gardening fit back on. Today we're looking a little bit cuter than yesterday. I got I even put a waist chain on because we want to look cute in the garden, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it is early morning. I'm not sure exactly what time it is. It's 10:30, so it is already starting to heat up a little bit. I did see in the weather forecast that it's going to rain a little bit later, so I want to make sure I get this all done before that. It also did rain last night after I filmed everything, and I'm so excited to show you guys what the garden looks like. I took Delta out this morning, and there's already a bunch of changes. Like between yesterday and today, the sweet potatoes look amazing. I'm so happy they are coming back from the brink of death, and they look really good in the garden right now, so I'm super excited to show you guys that. And I feel like stuff is just already taking off. Like my watering, my irrigation system is good, but the plants just want rain. Like it rained all night last night and they already look so happy. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. There's a couple things that I want to do out in the garden today that might take some time, but it shouldn't be too long at all. I think this is just going to be a short part of the video. So yeah, I'm going to give you guys a quick garden tour from yesterday so you can see what the sweet potatoes look like, and then we're going to move on to the rest of the stuff. So yeah, let's go look at those sweet potatoes. So I know it was obviously dark by the time I finished yesterday, But the sweet potatoes did not look like this, you guys. Like, they are sitting, I'll see if I can get some better video, but they are standing straight up. Literally not even 24 hours later, and these are looking stunning. Like, my plan is to let them grow out a little bit. After they grow out, I might cut some more of the slips, try to root up some more slips and plant more, but it already came with 12 of each, so I'm gonna see what I can do with that and then go from there. But yeah, I just can't believe they survived. I'm so happy, so excited. We're gonna have some sweet potatoes. I also could be totally delusional, but I feel as though this rose bush already looks better. I feel like it looks more green and less yellow, just from that one rain with the fertilizer. I mean, I also watered it, but yeah, I threw a lot of fertilizer on here. This is obviously a very heavy feeder, but I feel like it already looks less yellow. I can't wait to see this come back to its full glory. It did just have a full round of flowering, which I think made the plant go through a lot. Obviously, it's a lot of work to do all that flowering. So the combination of all those flowers and me not fertilizing it, I think is what made the plant yellow. I do think that it's going to make a full comeback just with that fertilizer. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. The peanuts are flowering too. Everything is just so stunning. They really just want rain. It's so fun to see. Oh, everything is looking so good right now. So there are a couple things that I want to finish up in this bed before I move on to the native plants that I got. If you watched one of my videos, I did buy 2 native plants that I want to put in the yard, but right now I want to focus on finishing up the garden beds. I do want to fertilize everything as well, but right now I want to finish transplanting just a few things. So in my experimental bed that I was talking about yesterday, where I just threw all those tomatoes seeds and marigold seeds and all sorts of random stuff down, I do think I want to take a couple of those tomato seedlings and put them in here possibly, just as an experiment, also to thin it out over there, because I did not expect all of them, or like basically all of them, to germinate. So I think what I'm gonna do is see if I can pull out a couple of those over there and put them over here. It's a little bit risky, but I'm not too worried about it because there's gonna be a bunch of other tomato plants in there that hopefully should survive. So I think I'm going to try to take a couple out and experiment putting them over here. I did mention yesterday that there's this one big hole that I want to try to fill, because I do have 2 cosmos, but in my experience, those kind of grow up like straight. And I kind of just want to put them throughout the bed just to see. They're the only tomatoes that I have growing this year. I did not plant any tomatoes because I started way too late. So I did figure that throwing them over there would just be kind of like my experimental tomatoes for the year. I want to say they are spoon tomatoes, which are really, really tiny. I got them from Baker Creek again, and they are really small tomatoes. So I did that thinking that they might grow quicker. See, there's a method to my madness. I definitely thought that decision through, but I didn't take the time and effort to make seedlings, so I just kind of threw them on the soil. And I got some growth out of it. So I do think I want to take 1 or 2, put them over here, maybe 1 or 2 over there. I'm not sure where I have room. We'll see if there's space. But yeah, I think that's the first thing I'm going to do. So let me go see if I can get those seedlings out. Let's do it. This one is catching my eye right here because it's really thick. I grew so many. So I'm just going to kind of chop in and pull up. I actually ended up pulling 2 different plants. So I'm going to separate these over and put them in the garden bed. I think this is a weed. There is definitely some roots on there, so I'm happy. I do think I'm going to take some lower leaves off and plant them. But yeah, let's just stick these in the garden bed real quick. All right, so we are back in the garden bed. I have 2 tomato seedlings. They're not looking the best. I don't know if they got dried out, but we're just gonna give it a try. I'll monitor over the next couple days, and if they die, maybe I'll replace them with the other ones that I have over there. I'm thinking of putting 1 over here and 1 over here for this bed. I do have some open room over here. I have 2 cosmos plants right here, but I do have some open space over there, so I want to make sure I fill the open space. So yeah, let's just get those planted really quick. I am also digging a pretty deep hole for these because I want to plant them deep, so hopefully I can get some more roots going on. Oh, also I want to fertilize. Hold on. Okay, so I have this fertilizer. I actually got this for free from a lovely woman who was giving away a ton of garden stuff. I guess she wasn't gardening last year. I think it was last year. And she gave me a ton of stuff for free. And so I've been using it all the time. It was full. It's like half full now. So I've been using it a ton. But I want to put this in before I plant to give the tomatoes a really good shot at surviving. So let's do that. So I have a pretty deep hole in there. I'm going to just put a handful of fertilizer. This is organic, so I'm not worried about like over fertilizing. I'm gonna put quite a bit in there because tomatoes are really heavy feeders. I'm gonna mix it around with the soil so it's not just straight fertilizer. And then I'm going to try to plant these as deep as I can. It's okay if you mess up the stem a little bit because they're really resilient. It's also okay if they don't look really good right now because hopefully they should be brought back up with the sun. Okay, so that is tomato number 1 planted. It looks stunning. So cute. Now let's do the second one. This one is dry. Mixing around. This one does look healthier. So, it really looks like a surprise. And again, placing it deeper. The flowers from yesterday look so good, you guys. This one has dropped a couple petals, but I feel like that's fine. Just a little bit of transplant shock. I am so happy I did that. I feel like that was the perfect addition to this garden bed. I think it needed just a little bit more, and it's going to fill out these pockets right here. I am going to water right now because I want to make sure that these handle the transplant process really well. So I'm going to make sure to really, really give this a good water. So let's go do that. Water, water, water. And again, I'm going to really soak these. Hopefully you can hear me. The AC handler is on and it's really loud, but hopefully with this fancy mic you can't hear it that much. So yeah, let's keep watering. I just have so many tomato plants and I want to give them as many opportunities to grow as I can. So I kind of want to spread them out, and I think it would be really cool to have them over here to see if they do better over in this bed or in that bed. I think partially the reason they did so well over there is because that bed is kind of shaded. And so I think it might have retained more moisture versus these beds, because I have tried to direct sow in this bed many times with tomatoes and they don't do very well. I am super happy with that. I planted 3 tomatoes in this garden bed. I think it's going to be so good. Again, like I said, I'm going to keep an eye on them. They don't look super happy right now, but obviously they just went through a lot of trauma of getting uprooted from that garden bed and being put into this one. So I think I'm going to give them a couple days, see if they bounce back. I don't want to put any in the other garden bed, I don't think. But the next thing I wanted to do with the garden beds before moving on to anything else is fertilizing. I did get this fertilizer again from the same woman for free, and I was so grateful because it has lasted me a long time. It is Neptune's Harvest tomato and veg fertilizer. It's a liquid fertilizer. Pretty sure it's just like fish emulsions or something because it is stanky. Fish protein, yeah, so it's basically fish poop, and if you are a gardener you know what it smells like. It's a super old bottle obviously, or it just could be damaged from the sun, but it has taken me a long time to get through this thing. I probably will finish it this season, but what I'm going to do, I don't measure it because it's organic. Like I said, I'm not worried about over fertilizing with organic, but I just plop a good decent amount in. Let me get my watering can wherever that is. So I got my watering can. I use one like full thing of this per square on the garden bed, if that makes sense. So it's going to be 3 whole rounds on this one bed. I do use it on all my food, like food products. I want to make sure that I use all organic. So I'm going to water this through. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's going to rain tonight. Oh, I'm going to do it anyway. And then I'm going to hit these all with some fertilizer, and then the garden beds I think should be done for the day. Yeah, that's all I wanted to do. So let's do that. Sometimes it's hard to water when the plant is already so full like this. I want to make sure I'm getting this in the soil because that's where it's growing from, not on the foliage. So I'm going to kind of go in between the plants and make sure that the soil is what's getting the fertilizer, not the foliage. So if you see me do that, that's why. I'm going to move the foliage around a little bit and get the water in direct contact with the soil. Obviously these patches are going to be much easier to water because there's not as much foliage here, so I'm just going to hit these real quick and then we'll move on to the next bed. I probably only do this like once a week or so, It's definitely not something I do all the time because I think the soil already has a lot of nutrition in it, and I use the granular fertilizer when planting like I showed you, but this is something like once a week or so. Since I have it, I might as well use it, you know. Again, trying to not get it on the plant as much as in the soil. I'm gonna get it on the flower just because it's so short, but I'm really trying not to get it on the foliage if at all possible. I'm so excited for these sweet potatoes. I can't believe how happy they look compared to yesterday. If you see these sweet potatoes in here, by the way, just random like actual sweet potatoes, that was another experiment of mine. I just chucked them in there to see if they would grow. Nothing yet. They're still alive. They're looking a little bit like sludgy, but they're still alive. So if they grow, they grow. My little experiments. All right, on to the next one. Okay, I'm gonna go to the other garden beds and I will be right back. All right, everybody. It's getting hot outside, you guys. It's only 79 degrees, but it feels like 84. So it is definitely hot outside right now. I'm just taking a little break and drinking my water. I just finished all the fertilizing. I did take Delta out, but I try not to have Delta outside while there's a bug on my camera. I try not to have Delta out while I'm doing some of the gardening thing because I don't know if you have a dog, but my dog loves the smell of that fertilizer, which is very gross because it's poop, and she will try to roll around in it. So pro tip for you, yeah, if you're using that, try not to have your dog around. She will literally like climb in the garden bed and try to like rub around in it, which is so disgusting. But yeah, I try to not have her outside while I'm doing that. Oh my God. I think one of the only things left to do in this video is to plant the native plants that I got the other day. So let me go get them real quick and I'll explain why I'm not sure where I want to put them just yet. So the first one that I'm going to be planting today is Scarlet Hibiscus. Got that from a local plant shop here. It was labeled under Florida Native, so I think it's going to be doing really well here. The tag confuses me a little bit because it says full sun to part shade, somewhat moist, no flooding, no salt tolerance, perennial, grows up to 8 feet tall. And that's the reason why I'm not sure where I want to put this, because committing to something that's 8 feet tall I feel like is a very big commitment, and I'm not sure if it's going to branch out any more than it already has. But yeah, I think I've decided where I'm going to put that. So that is plant number 1. Plant number 2 is the one that I dropped some of the soil on the ground. And that is Swamp Rose Mallow. Again, it also says full sun to part shade, 2 to 6 feet tall. So these are definitely going to get pretty tall. This one is going to get not as tall as the other one. So yeah, I think that just decided what I'm going to do. That's my game plan. So the place that I want to put it, I would call part shade because it's next to my garage, which means that it's not completely lit by the sun all day. So I think that would be the perfect place to put it, and it's kind of out of the way. It is just a thin area, so I think it's good because I don't think these are going to bush out that much. So it's just going to create like a little wall over there. Yeah, I've decided. That's where I'm going to put it. Yeah, I'm so indecisive. The reason I'm not sure is because I have been planning out this other area of my yard. If you've ever seen on Instagram or whatever, I have this area that's completely covered in cardboard boxes. That's because I want to kill the grass, and so I want to turn that into a native yard as well, or like a little pollinator native plant friendly zone. But because these are so tall, I'm not sure if I put them in the back because I want it, because my plan is to have tall stuff in the back, but I don't know if this is going to get enough sun being in the back. You know what I mean? I've been trying to look for like lower light areas because it is on the side of my house, and the front of my house is south facing, so that makes this north facing, which is not very strong light. So I feel like there's some plants that won't like that, but these do say full sun to part shade. No, you know what? I'm going to put them over by the garage, and I'm going to do some more research about north-facing plants that I think would do well over there. Plus, I think they would look really good over there and kind of fill out that area. I do have some of my flower seedlings over there, but I'm going to try to plant around them so I don't mess up any of the seedlings. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm decided. Okay, so let's go plant those and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the area that I think I'm going to plant these 2 different plants. I do have an idea to plant the tall one here because it's closed off. We put this here so Delta wouldn't go behind the garage. So yeah, I think the scarlet hibiscus is going to go right here, and then the rose swamp mallow is going to go right here. If you see these bottles, I have tried like an Oya type thing, if you've ever heard of those. I'm going to take this one out because I have to move it anyway. With wine bottles, I've been trying to water with this kind of system. So I have a wine bottle and then a terracotta spike. You basically just fill up the wine bottle and then put it upside down in here. This feels wet and I haven't watered, so because of the rain yesterday, I'm assuming. But it seems to be working decently well. Let me move that. So yeah, I want to plant this scarlet hibiscus right over there. So I'm gonna just quickly plant it up and put it right in. Let's do it. I just dug as far as I could. It's really like rooty over here because there's this trees and everything like that. So it is very labor intensive to cut, but I'm not too worried about it because this nursery pot is pretty small. So I'm just gonna kind of shove it in and figure it out. I am obsessed with how that looks. I think it's going to be so cute. I cannot wait to see it get up to 8 feet tall. That's nuts. I think it's going to be really cool. And the flowers are super stunning. I can't wait to get our first flower on there. So yeah, super easy install. I'm going to work on the swamp mallow next. So let's do that. Okay, you guys. Gardening is manual labor. Let me tell you, I'm freaking exhausted. I'm so hot and tired. It's noon. So we've been going for like 2 hours now. Yeah, super easy install. I'm so happy with how they look. I think they are so cute. They are in regular Florida native soil. There's no amendments to this soil or anything. If you see the big rocks in there, that's because when we first bought the house, like I said earlier, the grass doesn't grow well here, so Sean and I weren't sure we were gonna do. So we got these like landscaping rocks to just kind of like fill it out and look nice. But then I decided I'm gonna put plants there, obviously. Oh, sorry guys, I just had to go get some more water because I am so hot out right now. I'm sweating up a storm. I think we might be done for this video. We did a lot of really cool gardening stuff. I'm super happy with how everything looks. I think this is going to be a great way to update what's going on in the garden. So it is May 2026 and I'll probably update in like a month or so, maybe when I get back from traveling. So I feel like that's a really cool way to show you guys what's going on in the garden right now. I think all I have left to do is water these plants through, the native plants. I don't remember if I was saying before, they're just in native soil. There's nothing like, I didn't amend or anything. That's why I feel like I didn't get the greatest germination on the seeds, but that's okay. I might hit them with some fertilizer, but they're native plants, so theoretically they should be fine in the environment that they're in, but I just want to give them a leg up, just a little something extra. So I might do that real quick. I am going to put these terracotta spikes back in the ground. We are about to have a bunch of rain, so I'm not necessarily worried about filling the wine bottles up right now, but I do want to get these in place so I know where I'm going to put them for watering. So I might do that real quick. But yeah, I think that is just about everything for this video. Again, if you are still watching, thank you so much. I know these are going to be really long videos, but I'm just so excited. I love my garden so much. I love my houseplant so much. I love my life so much, honestly. I'm super excited to show you guys everything. All of this is really special to me, and I just wanted to say thank you guys. It means a lot to me. Yeah, I think that is just about it for this video. It has been a long one, a lot of garden, a lot of planting. If you are still here, thank you. I know that it's a very long video, but I truly appreciate you being here, and if you enjoyed watching, let me know. If you have any experience with gardening or like the Florida native plants that I just planted, please let me know. I am, like I said, a total newbie. This is spring number 2 for me, so I am learning as I go. Very excited to be doing so, but yeah, I will take any and all advice that you have to offer me. So yeah, I think that is just about it. I'm gonna finish up this stuff and then I will sign off. So yeah, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for watching. If you like garden videos, houseplant videos, thrifting, planting, vibes, reading, anything like that, give me a follow, my little YouTube plug. Again, I'm just having so much fun doing this, so please let me know if you are enjoying watching. I hope you guys had a wonderful time watching this video, and I can't wait to do the next one, so I will see you guys then. Bye!